Hey everyone, it's Tony George. It is Merry Christmas Bowl weekend coming to you on Friday for a Saturday bowl game here. Um, Sorry I haven't done a lot of free play videos this week. I've been very under the weather with this RVS or whatever it is, cold and flu stuff. Just knock you right on your butt. But I managed to do the Gridiron Six Pack this week with Griff Murphy. Again, you're here for free plays, right? That's why you tune into these. That show went 5-1 last week, over an 84 game sample size, 70% against the spread on the year. In the most public format you possibly could put it in. Doesn't get any better than that. Find it. If you find one that's done that over 84 games, put it in the comments. I want to watch them. Okay? Tune in. Best Christmas gift of all, right underneath the tree. It's already unwrapped for you. Just go watch it right here on this YouTube channel. Thumbs up, subscribe, take advantage of the free $60. Doc Sports, link in the description below, or a tab on the upper left-hand corner of the website. And get a free $60. Merry Christmas again. Put it to use this weekend. We got a big play on Saturday in the college bowls and bowl game of the year. I'm not going to hype it up. I have 1 and 2 starting a bowl so far. Unacceptable. We're going to turn that around. All right, let's talk about this game here, a game I'm going to tomorrow night in Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Bowl. We got Big Ten versus Pac-12. Last time you ever going to say that, Pac-12 team in a bowl, Pac-12 has now been eviscerated off the planet. Sad. But nonetheless, disappointing year for Utah. Surprising year for Northwestern, who started out the year firing Pat Fitzgerald, who's been a staple there ever since he was a player. And then as a grad assistant, then as an assistant, and then as a head coach. But this is a Pat Fitzgerald team. Very physical. You know, they'll get in your face, you know, and they end up with a 7-5 record. Everybody left in for dead on the side of the road. On the other side of the coin, a disappointing year for Utah. Cam Rising never came back from the ACL tear. They had all kinds of issues. The quarterback, their second stringer, got hurt. They were down to a third-string quarterback at one point, fourth string in one game, and now back. And now the quarterback that's going to play has entered the transfer portal, but apparently he's going to play. What's his focus level? And Utah really struggled against anybody good they played. They're laying 6.5 here. The total's 41.5. I'll guarantee you one thing. If you just look at motivation, it definitely lies on the side of Northwestern. And that's one thing. The handicap in the bowls nowadays is different with these opt-outs and transfers and a lot of coaches missing, you know, from their teams and some of the staff. This is really the first bowl game with Power 5 conference teams going head-to-head. You've had a bunch of smaller conference teams in these smaller, lesser-known bowls that you've had some insane results. You know, teams that have players and transfers out, you know, that are decimated, like Ohio last week against Georgia Southern. 80% of their offense was out, and yet they were crushing them. I took Georgia Southern in that game. Clay Helton can't coach. Well, one thing I do know is that Kyle Whittingham can coach. He's one of the best coaches of college football for Utah. So you wonder about motivation, but will the team be ready to play with him coaching? Yeah. You say that, but bear in mind that Utah's 0-4 straight up and against the spread their last 4 bowls, and 3 of those losses were against Big Ten opponents. Am I willing to lay 6.5 here? Because I do think Utah has an advantage in the trenches here. Yeah, but I've also seen Northwestern. I remember watching a game they played Penn State. They were tied 10-10 at halftime against Penn State, a game I was watching. Then Penn State turned on the Jets in the second half, and then Northwestern never scored again. But they were in there toe-to-toe with a very good football. Penn State's a very good football team. Very physical. Very big in the trenches. So, obviously, Northwestern's not going to be intimidated by that. They've seen it. But at days in here, I think the total's too low. It's 41.5. It's going to be more scoring than that. You take a look at Utah, they've been hit and miss on offense all year long, mainly due to injuries. And they've had some opt-outs in this game, so the lack of motivation and the transfers and opt-outs have me not laying 6.5 with them. I honestly think Northwestern might give them a game, but give them a game and lose by, 35-28, because I'm going to go with the over. They can lose by a touchdown here, so that number, if it was 7.5, I might take a look at Northwestern, but I think there's some value with the over 41.5 here. Utah put up 34 against Cal, and USC put up 55 against Arizona State this year. Northwestern's last game was a 45-43 thriller against Illinois. So they put up 45 points in that game, but allowed 43. And I think Utah's offense is probably as good as Illinois' offense. 23 and 24, the 2 games before that. Northwestern also put up 33 against Maryland and 37 against Minnesota. So they're capable of getting in the high 20s, low 30s to mid 30s in this ball game, I think. These bowl games here are a little loosey-goosey. I think Utah, because they had more opt-outs than what Northwestern did, they may have a little chemistry issue to start the game. I just think I think both teams will be in the 20s here. I'll go ahead and play the over in the Las Vegas Bowl between the Utah Utes and the Northwestern Wildcats. Over at the website, we're on a big roll in college basketball this week. On Friday, we're heading into Friday. We've got a top play on Friday on a 2-pack, but we're 6-0 this week. We took a step back after some wishy-washy results last week, kind of reassessed and worked on our power ratings a little bit, sharpened our skills a little bit, and came out of the gate 5-0. 6-0 this week. So we'll be having some college basketball for you. I am told by my small conference guru, Tim Fines, that we're going to have potentially a 6-unit play on Saturday. And I know I've got a couple already written up for Saturday if the lines stay the same. So we do a lot of this the day before for the Saturday cards because there's so many games. Also in the NBA, we're on an 8-2 roll. You got top play on Friday in the NBA. We don't do a lot of NBA, as you know. 3 or maybe 2-3 picks a week. This week we got hot. We could just kind of stay with these 2 and 3 unit, 4 unit picks, and we're pulling the trigger on Friday. But nonetheless, we got that up there. And, of course, our bowl game of the year, 8-unit pick tomorrow on a 2-pack. Then we have a bowl for you on Tuesday and a bowl for you on Wednesday. And the NFL opened up the week with a 6-unit winner on the Rams, which was much needed. No picks on the Saturday cards at all. Don't like the games. We discussed the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game. I gave you a pick on that on the Doc's Gridiron 6-pack. We have a 3-pack on Sunday, and then the Monday Nighter. No, I didn't lay the 10 with Kansas City and put it out. But I did put out a play in the big one, the Super Bowl preview, my prediction. The Super Bowl preview, part 1, Ravens 49ers, 4-unit pick in that game. Get over to Doc's. Travel safe this holiday weekend. We'll have a free NFL play up for you later on Saturday for Sunday.